Today I'll be providing a project status update on this 1988 Porsche 944 and a breakdown of the maintenance and repairs performed during my 7th year of ownership, along with the associated costs. If you've already been following this channel, you've probably seen some of the detailed project updates I've posted for this 944, where over the past 6 years I've been documenting all the parts, costs, and repairs associated with a near-complete restoration of the car inside and out. If you're new to the channel and you're interested in learning what it takes to keep an aging 944 on the road, feel free to check out the playlist starting with year 1. While this restoration is essentially complete at this point, I did end up performing a few minor repairs in year 7, so let's get into it. When I first purchased this 944 in early 2019, I began discovering dozens of missing parts in the engine compartment, nearly all of which have since been replaced. However, another item that I noticed some time back but hadn't prioritized was the missing battery hold-down clamp that secures the car's battery within the battery tray. So I added a new clamp, a fender washer, and a lock nut for $25. While I was at 944 Fest, an observant attendee noted that the ribbed belt for my car's alternator and AC compressor had started to fray on the inside edge. What can happen here is the rear plastic belt cover can slightly warp over time, which pushes the front belt cover into the accessory belt where it will cut notches in the upper and lower sections as it rubs against the belt. Luckily, I was able to drive the car home on 4 ribs instead of 5, at which point I replaced the belt for $32. Later in the year, as I was preparing to rebuild the throttle body with all new seals, I decided to perform a smoke test on the intake, which confirmed a vacuum leak at that location, as well as another one from the lower J-boot connection that leads to the idle air control valve. Here I simply replaced the tired pinch clamp with a conventional OEM hose clamp for $16. Next up was rebuilding the throttle body with a new seal kit from Car Pokes for $43. This process takes a couple hours as the assembly needs to be removed, disassembled, and cleaned prior to rebuilding it. It's also a great time to test and adjust the throttle position switch, as well as the throttle cable after installation. This completed the mechanical repair and maintenance items for year 7, which came to $115.69. In addition to these mechanical items, I completed some work on the interior and exterior of the car as well. As for the exterior, I had some paintless dent repair performed on the passenger door panel for $208. There were a few door dings here that occurred under prior ownership, and I wanted to have those corrected. Most of the other body panels are pretty straight and clean, so it was nice to have the minor dents removed. In preparation for 944 Fest in August, I completed some paint correction to remove minor scratches and imperfections in the surface by cutting and buffing the entire car with some compounds and polishing pads. This car also had a full-body respray under prior ownership, and my guess is the finish is about 15 to 20 years old, aside from the aluminum front bumper and lower valance that I had repainted during the front-end rebuild in year 4. Some of the other panels had a bit of orange peel and a few imperfections in the clear coat that cleaned up nicely and really brought back the shine. Some of these supplies I already had on hand, but I spent about $34 on new polishing pads. Finally, I wanted to relocate the 944 badge that had been incorrectly placed under prior ownership, where it should have been located 1.5 inches to the left of the body line on the rear panel. So I removed it by cutting the adhesive with some dental floss and then reapplied it with fresh 3M exterior tape for $11. As I was leaving for 944 Fest, I had driven about 30 feet from my driveway when the driver's side door mirror glass decided to pop out and shatter into 1,000 pieces on the roadway. Fortunately, Tim from Tim's Garage had brought a trailer full of parts to the event, and I was able to score a replacement mirror glass assembly for $40. Exterior restoration costs for year 7 totaled $292.63. For the interior of the car, I removed, disassembled, cleaned, and rebuilt the passenger side power window switch that becomes stuck, which is a pretty common issue that develops as the internals get gummed up with old grease. While I was here, I replaced the driver's side power window switch with a nicely conditioned pre-owned one for $22. The original switch was functional, but the up and down markings had faded over time, so this was purely for cosmetic purposes. For that same reason, I decided to restore the faded markings on the center console switches by replacing the sunroof switch, the rear wiper switch, and the side mirror selector switch with OEM pre-owned parts for $97. Interior restoration costs for year 7 came to a total of $118.93. Looking back on the year, while I was able to add some finishing touches to the car and put an additional 517 miles on the odometer, the highlight of the year was attending 944 Fest at Virginia International Raceway. It was great seeing all the 944s and connecting with the other owners, something I'm looking forward to again next year. As for this car, it's just a matter of keeping up with future maintenance milestones like fluid changes, belt changes, and so on. But anyway, here's a breakdown of costs over the years. The initial vehicle cost and the first 6 years' expenses came to $35,775.32. Year 7 saw the lowest expenditure to date at $527.25, bringing the grand total investment to $36,302.57. And that concludes the review of the project log for year 7 on this 1988 Porsche 944.